Hello and welcome to day 42 of Getting Good at Talking. I'm Leah and I'm recording myself every day talking to camera so that I can get better at talking to camera. I'm on a walk right now. I just did my run. It's a Tuesday, so it's run day, and I ran 4.2 miles, which is 2 miles less than I have been doing. But I realized during my run that I am no longer the person who pushes my body to the extreme just because I'm trying to prove something to myself. So I felt really good, and I could have run more. I could have. Anyway, I could have. But I'm in this chapter, this really uncomfortable chapter, where I'm needing to be very present with my body and listen to it. And I say it's uncomfortable because it's not what I'm used to. I'm used to, if I can do it, I'm gonna do it, because there are multiple sides to this. There's what I tell myself, and that I have an able body. I'm able to do these things. I'm able to push my body. I'm able to run 6-7 miles. So why wouldn't I do that if I'm able to? So there's that. Then there's this competitive part of me that's competitive with myself. And once I establish a baseline, I want to keep meeting that. And even if my body is like, we could use a little more rest today. And then there's a lot going on in my head when I'm making these decisions. And that's why it's so uncomfortable, because I'm like, I'm so grateful to have a body that works. I'm so grateful to have a body that can run. So I want to run so badly, but I'm like, Leah, there's a line. There's a line of gratitude, and then there's a line of, like, I think we might be acting out of fear a little bit and not love. So I'm learning to have these tough conversations with myself, because as much as I want to say I'm acting out of gratitude for having an able body, it's also a little bit of fear, and that I'm afraid of going backwards. I'm afraid of losing progress. But I saw a video the other day. I'm on to something today. You can hear those train horns of confirmation. I saw a video the other day that was about, it was a guy talking about how we don't talk about how Jesus was tired. Like, Jesus got tired. And that was like all built into the plan. Like, we are human. We are humans. So being tired and needing rest, requiring rest, is part of the plan. But I get so into my head sometimes, and I'm like, I can't rest. Must do. But it's all part of the plan, Leah. You're allowed to rest. You're required to rest. And so yeah, that's just something we're dealing with today. I'm really proud of myself for not pushing my body, because I almost thought about not running before I came out here, because my body has been a little sore, and I was listening to it, but I was also like, okay, I did rest a lot, and then I was like, I can run. I don't have to run 6 miles, 7 miles, whatever. We can see where we're at. And so we ran and we saw where we were at, and we decided that 4.2 miles was plenty. And that's 2 more miles than I was running once a week last year. Like, I have to put things into perspective, and like, I've come so far. Anyway, I also wanted to talk about, like, because this is such a challenging chapter, because it is challenging for me to make the choice to stop myself before I injure myself. My spirit team likes to help me out, and so I was listening to music on my run, and the last 2 songs that played while I was making the choice, I was gonna stop for water and was gonna decide then, but the song that came on before I stopped for water, the 2 songs that came on, the first one was The View Between Villages by Noah Kahan, and that song makes me cry every single time, because I've been in this chapter. I might cry now just thinking about it. I've been in this chapter of being in between. I'm not who I was, but it's like I'm not quite who I'm meant to be. It's this weird in-between phase, like everything, like I feel like I'm in a waiting room a lot of the time. And so, yeah, I got emotional while I was running, and it was a message to me, like, Leah, we're not the person who pushed too hard. It's okay. It's okay to run a few less miles. Like, it's not the end of the world. And so I thanked my team for that message, because that was helpful, a helpful reminder for me. And then the next song that played was We Are Never Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. And that's another one that it doesn't get me emotional, but it was a reminder that we aren't going backwards, and we're never going to be that old version of us again, and that's okay. We're evolving. So yeah, I had a little cry on my run, and I'm just really proud of myself, and it seems so silly to like why are you so proud of yourself for only running 4 miles? It's like, because that's something I used to believe would kill me. Like, not literally, but I believed that was me going backwards. But it's not. It's me knowing I have nothing to prove to myself or to anyone. Yeah. That's where we are. That's where we are today. Yeah. Do we have anything else to talk about? I'm feeling a little more emotional for a number of reasons, but one of them is also later this week I plan to go to my storage unit, which I moved a bunch of my stuff into almost a year ago, and I haven't been in it. I haven't been to it in a year, so I'm going to see what's in there. I plan on getting a bunch of my art out and doing something with that. But yeah, I'm feeling I'm feeling I'm feeling emotional, obviously, and just I'm just feeling very grateful for where I am now, and thinking about where I was a year ago. And this time a year ago, I was procrastinating, going through my stuff. This is probably a topic for another video, because but well, just briefly. So I've moved, I don't know, I was in 5 different houses in like 2 years. So I got a divorce. So I moved out of that house into another house. And then I moved out of that house into another house. And I was at that house for a while, and then I moved into another house. So I don't know how many houses is that? 4? And so moving from the house that I was once married, like living in, to the next houses, I just packed all my shit up. I didn't really, I went through some of it, but not really. So I brought all the baggage with me, and in the next 2 houses, I went through it some, but not really until I needed to move again. And at that point, I remember having the thought, I had this thought a lot more than I'd like to admit. I was like, I would, if there were a fire and it was just me and Chubbs, my dog, like, that's all I need. I was dreading going through all this stuff, because even though it's just stuff, it brings up so much emotion, because it's tied to different memories. And so yeah, I've I've come a long way. I also, when I moved out of the last house, I put a lot of my stuff just on the side of the road. I was like, someone will come get it, and someone did. Yeah. So I gave a lot of my stuff away. So there's not as much to go through, but I know I need to do it. It's emotional. I don't know. It just is. I don't make the rules. Anyway, so yeah, I'm feeling a little emotional thinking about that too. Yeah. I'm just a different person, and it's like it's weird to to think about how different I am. And it's like there's grief to that too. Like I'm grieving all these old versions of me who got me to where I am. It's just life, you know. Okay, I think that's it. I will see you tomorrow.